You have been thinking about money more than you admit to others. Calculating, recalculating, try to make things stretch, trying to plan ahead, trying to stay responsible while also feeling the weight of uncertainty. You've questioned whether you're on the right path, whether your efforts are leading anywhere meaningful, whether the time you've invested will actually return something solid. And at times, it has felt like no matter how much you push, the results don't match the effort. There have been moments where you held everything together externally, but internally you were asking, how much longer can I sustain this pace? The pressure to maintain, to grow, to stabilize, it doesn't just sit in your bank account. It sits in your chest. It follows you into your thoughts. It shows up in your decisions. I see that. There's a reason this message appeared in front of you today. You did not find this video by accident. Messages have a way of reaching people exactly when they are ready to hear them. And if you're hearing these words right now, there may be something important meant specifically for you. This message may have been published hours or days ago, but now is the moment it was meant to reach you. So listen closely to what comes next. What you have been experiencing is not a permanent state. It is a transition phase. Financial shifts do not begin when money suddenly appears. They begin when your relationship with stability starts changing. And that change has already been happening within you. You're no longer thinking the way you used to. You're more aware of where your time goes, more conscious of where your energy is invested, more selective about opportunities, even when you feel pressure to accept anything available. That awareness is not limitation. It is alignment. There have been opportunities you considered recently that you didn't fully pursue. At first, you questioned yourself. You wondered if you were being too cautious, too hesitant. But what you didn't realize is that you were avoiding paths that would have kept you busy without truly moving you forward. Not all income creates stability. Some opportunities create temporary relief while quietly draining your long-term growth. And you are beginning to sense that difference. Pause for a moment. Think about the decisions you've made in the past few weeks. You have started weighing things differently. You're not just asking, will this pay me? You're asking, will this position me? That shift in thinking is where real financial movement begins. Because money that lasts is tied to positioning, not just effort. You have worked hard. That is not in question. But the next phase of your journey is not asking for more effort alone. It is asking for strategic direction. It is asking for clarity in where your skills, your time, and your focus create the highest return, not just financially, but in stability and growth. There is something aligning for you right now behind the scenes. It may not be fully visible yet. It may not have taken clear form, but pieces are moving. Conversations are forming. Opportunities are approaching that are different from what you've seen before. They may not look dramatic at first. In fact, they may appear simple. But their value will not be in how exciting they seem. It will be in how sustainable they are. Listen closely. Sustainable growth will feel unfamiliar at first if you've been used to instability. You may question it. You may hesitate because your mind has been conditioned to expect struggle, to anticipate sudden setbacks, to prepare for things falling apart. But this time is different. You're not being positioned for another cycle of stress. You're being positioned for structure. And structure requires patience in the beginning. There may be a moment very soon where you are presented with a decision. It may involve your work, your income stream, or a new direction that feels slightly outside your comfort zone. It won't feel like a massive breakthrough. It will feel like a step, a simple step, but that step will carry weight because it leads to consistency, and consistency leads to stability, and stability leads to growth. You do not need everything to change overnight. In fact, rapid change without foundation often creates more pressure than relief. What you need, and what is forming, is a gradual but solid shift that builds over time. This is why your mindset has been adjusting. You are learning to think long-term even when short-term pressure is present. You're learning to stay calm in moments where panic once took over. You're learning to make decisions based on clarity instead of urgency. That is strength. And that strength is what will carry your financial life into a different phase. There's also something else you must understand. Your value has been underestimated, not just by others, but at times by you as well. You have accepted less than you should have in certain situations. You have questioned whether you could ask for more. You have doubted whether your skills, your ideas, your presence truly held the level of worth you hoped they did. But that is changing now. You are beginning to see yourself differently. And the way you see yourself directly affects the opportunities you allow into your life. When your self-perception rises, your standards rise. When your standards rise, your environment begins to adjust. You stop accepting situations that undervalue you. You start attracting opportunities that match your level. This is part of the financial shift. It is not just about money increasing. It is about alignment improving. And as that alignment improves, money follows more naturally. There will be moments ahead where you feel tested again. Moments where impatience tries to pull you back into old patterns. Moments where quick money may seem tempting even if it lacks stability. In those moments, remember what you have learned. Not everything that pays is worth your energy. Not everything that looks urgent is important. Stay grounded. You're building something that lasts. And when it begins to show results, it will not feel chaotic. It will feel steady, predictable in the best way. You'll begin to notice that your stress decreases not because you stop caring, but because your foundation is stronger. Bills will feel more manageable. Decisions will feel clearer. Opportunities will feel aligned instead of forced. And you will look back at this period and realize that what felt like pressure was actually preparation. You're not behind. You are not failing. You're in the process of recalibrating your path towards stability and growth. And that recalibration is almost complete. Stay consistent now. Stay aware. Stay patient with the process that is unfolding. Because the shift you've been waiting for is not coming as chaos. It is arriving as order. If this message resonates with you and you feel that quiet sense of financial alignment beginning to form, write 444 in the comments as a declaration that you are ready to step into stability, growth, and a more secure path forward.